All right, guys, so in this video, we have a 1971 Chevy C10, 327, small block Chevy. Needs a fuel pump. You can see here we got some trash in the fuel system, but there's no fuel, barely any in there, right? It's not pumping fuel. You disconnect it from the filter, and no fuel comes out while you're spinning the motor over. So you need a fuel pump. Get this, your local Napa, 18 bucks. Fuel pump and a gasket. We just dropped one of our bolts because I got ahead of you. So all you have to do is, right here's your fuel pump. There's two 7/16 bolts. See, one's out already. The other one is right there. That you have to take out. 7/16 is your go-to. What you're gonna need is a ratchet with a small extension and a short socket. A 7/16 end wrench. I have a ratcheting wrench because I'm a cheater. Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to reach down in here. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. If not, we'll turn it off and bring you guys back online when we have it out. Come on, get on there. Only if I had another hand. Let's see if I can prop you guys up in here some way, somehow. Ooh, that's actually not bad. All right, I'm gonna get my other hand in here now. We can work this bolt out. Oh, now you're just staring at the. There we go. We need to work this bolt out. People don't realize how hard it is to actually film working on something where you guys can see it. Don't mind my dog's loud mouth in the background. There we go. You would have no idea how hard it is to actually film something until you tried it. Alrighty, thank God my battery caps are on. Guy gets his big old meat paws down here. And it's gone forever. Hold on a second. Lost forever. Alright. And just like that, we're back after a brief intermission. Hope the commercials treated you well. We're gonna get this bolt off. Can you guys see? Or not really? We might skip this part, I'm not sure. But, yep, we're gonna skip this part. All right, we're back. As Vice Grip would say, after we fought that, we won. But that's okay. So you have your fuel pump, your gasket, you slide her on out, nice and easy like. I like to try and bring them up into my zip code. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Look at all the crap on that pump. No wonder it don't want to play nicely. All right, so on your fuel pumps, you guys will realize you have the side that goes to the motor, right? Yep. And then on the bottom side, you have the side that comes from the fuel tank. So this is where you get your straight screwdriver, and we start pulling this crap apart. Okay, we'll be back as soon as those are undone. All right, so this is our old pump and our new pump. You notice this needs that fitting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an educated guess and say that probably looks like 3/4, and this probably looks like 5/8, or that's 3/4 and 9/16. So we're gonna go get some wrenches out of the old backup box. Let's guess, let's look at size here. 5/8. I don't think it's gonna be 9/16, so that'll be these two. All right, back to what we're trying to do. So what we're gonna do is we're going to put a wrench here. And what size is that? 5/8. Look at that. Corey's good. Okay. We're going to grab a hold of it together. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put this in a vise so you guys can see. I'm new to this filming crap, guys. I'm sorry. All right. So now we got our wrench. We got to take this fitting off because this fitting goes in there. Didn't come with one. It's got to go in it. So now that I'm filmed a blooper clip for you guys of me doing stuff the hard way with the vise sitting right here, You guys will laugh at me for trying to hold the fuel pump and do everything all at once. So this little girl needs to go in this hole. But if you notice, they had Teflon on it. So what we'll do now is we'll get focus. We'll get all the Teflon off of there. There we go. Add a girl. Focus. There we go. We'll get all Teflon out of there. Get new Teflon on it. And we'll stuff it in that home right there. One thing I haven't mentioned yet, but I'm going to. So if you're looking at me for this video for figuring out how to get the rod stuffed back up in on the cam before you put this on, I will show you when we put it back on in just a second. All right, so we got our Teflon on. We got it loosely in here. Now we're gonna just snug it on down nice and tight. Where am I at? I'm looking at it through the camera, guys. It's kind of a pain in the ass. Get it nice and tight. All right, Teflon tape, I use Blue Monster. My dad works for a propane company, and this is what they use on all their plumbing. So gas, water, fuel, anything. They also have it in a dope, like a, you know, pull it out of the can, brush it on crap that I use for my AN style fittings. But Blue Monster is the best thing I've seen. So now that we've got this on and that on, it's time to grab the gasket and reinstall the pump in said truck. So let's grab the pump. We didn't mar it up bad at all because you're not Hercules. You don't just hammer crap down. There's an important part here that we have to look at. On your fuel pump, since I'm assuming if you're watching this video you haven't done one before, you'll see a spot where it says in. You notice it doesn't say out? Same thing here. In, nothing. So the line coming from your fuel tank slips on this nipple here. Tightens down with a hose clamp. Okay? So what's happening is as the engine is spinning over, this is riding on your camshaft and it's pumping. So what it's doing, hope you like the sound effects, is sucking fuel in from the tank and forcing it up into your fuel filter housing. So as we get back out there, I will show you guys how this all goes back together. But do not forget your gasket. Otherwise you'll have fuel leaking everywhere. It's right here. It comes in a kit. It lays right on there nice. And if your bolts like you, they'll go back together nice. If not, they won't. All right, another Lincoln Tech tip, just kidding, I'm not sponsored by anybody, is you come with 2 gaskets. Some people will say, how come you have 2 gaskets? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand. The factory one only had 1 on it. Well, newsflash, that's a 71, that's not factory. All right, I use both gaskets. Okay, I do. Personally, I stick them together and I scrape them down on there so tight that they don't leak. I use 2 gaskets. You can do whatever you want. If it doesn't leak at the end of the day and it functions like a fuel pump, cool. But I use both gaskets. Now, when we get into your instructions here, we're going to talk about that dowel rod that I was just talking about. Okay. So you see the arm comes out and it rides on that rod. Okay? That rod signifies your camshaft. Right? So there's a rod in between that runs from right here, this little nipple, onto your camshaft. If you don't line that back up, if you go to put it back on, and it's, well, because you put it back on, and it's not going in, it's because you're hitting on that rod. You can just slide it up with a screwdriver and stick it in so it falls into that little groove right there. Then it'll all go back together like it's supposed to, and you won't be fighting it anymore. All right, so we got our fuel pump, we got our gasket, we got our bolts. I believe that I'm having more than just a fuel pump issue. So I believe that the line here that supplies fuel from the gas tank is clogged. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump it out on the ground. And if you notice, nothing's coming out, right? Okay, so I'm going to do what you're not supposed to do. And I'm going to blow on this. And now see what happens. Yay, fuel. Look at that. All right. So, now that I created a giant ass mess, but I cleared the blockage, I'd be willing to bet my fuel pump wasn't bad in the first place. However, it was good to change it anyway. So we made a video for you guys, and we did X, Y, and Z. Sorry, my gate was moving. Now I'm looking for my dog. But anyway, so what I need to do with my truck is I need to get the fuel tank cleaned out, because the rust in the bottom of the fuel tank is clogging the porthole and it's not allowing fuel to get into the fuel filter. But we're going to show you how to reinstall this. So you're going to take both your gaskets, okay, because like I said, I use both of them. You're going to line them up so they look all pretty together. Then you're going to slip them on there. If you're worried about it not lining up, you can put a dab of silicone on there. I choose not to because I don't believe in silicone. There's some applications where if it's called for by a manufacturer, lost forever, where if it's called for by a manufacturer, I will use silicone. But I try my hardest to avoid it, if that makes any sense at all. I'm going to lay that there while I go fish that bolt out of wherever the hell it just landed. You guys see it? Anyway? You see it? You guys see it? Lost forever. Where'd it go, guys? You guys find it? All right, well, after we find the bolt, we'll be back. Guys, we found buried treasure. On our dig for the bolt, we found 2 other bolts. And somebody's 8mm socket. Too bad it's not a 10mm though, because everybody misplaces those. But it's an Allied CRV 8mm socket. Found the mother load, guys. Alrighty, so we're going to take our other bolt now that we haven't lost it. We're going to stick it back in there, and then I'll show you how to move up that little dowel rod. Let's see if you can get in there and see that little dowel. Alright, you see that shiny little dowel right there? Move this before I recreate the same issue I just resolved. Okay. That little dowel has to move upwards. So I can get a little screwdriver under it, or my fingernail like that, and just slide it back up just enough, not a lot, just enough to slide that arm back underneath. You see how it likes to fall down? So what you got to do is you got to be quick about it, right? You got to be stealthy AF. So I will stick that back on, and I will get back with you guys as soon as I don't need both hands anymore. All right, so we got it lined back up, got the bolts in, got that reinstalled. Now, in theory, if your fuel pump was the problem, it'll start, okay? You go in there, pump the gas a couple times since it is carbureted, it'll spin over, it'll fill the filter full of fuel, and it'll fire right back up, okay? We can go turn the key on mine and see. I'll put my tools away real quick, and if it fires up, I am going to shut it right back off because I know I've got trash in my fuel tank now, and I need to pull that out and get it dipped, which you guys will see in the next video. But let's put our tools away real quick and our newly found bolt and go see if we can get this thing to start. This is my favorite tool in my entire box. Let me know also if you guys put all your tools right there on the top of your box until you're ready to put them away. All right, let's go see if she starts. Oh yeah, we gotta fix that too. Hold on. Please hold. Breaking into my own truck. Please hold. Should have known better. This is gonna be on the channel for a while, guys, so ready? Just pump it. And there you go. It'll fire right back up. It's running like crap. Just stop crapping the carburetor again. But it'll fire right back up and run. Okay? We got some more work to do on this truck. Pull the fuel tank. Probably clean the carburetor again, which I'll show you guys a video how to pull the bench seat and the there it goes. We'll show you guys a video on how to pull the bench seat out and the fuel tank behind the seat. I will not be switching this truck over to a under bed tank. A lot of people do that. I will not be doing that just because I like the rawness of the fuel in the back. I like the original state of the truck. Yeah, got a little camp work done to it. We'll be restoring this truck over the next year, and the paint on the outside is going to go back to this color here. I know you guys have already seen me walk around on the truck, so I've probably told you a little bit what's going on, but we've got a new fuel sending unit, and we're going to take the tank out and have it hot dipped. That way we don't, let's turn you back down a little bit there, guy. That way we don't keep running into this issue. I've gone through 3 fuel filters in one day, so we're going to, in the next video, get the tank out and send it down to Fresno and get it dipped at Commercial Radiator. They do a really good job, and it's only like 136 bucks. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little how-to, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the next one.